Start with small things, small habits over time can lead to big results and big changes. Use a journal, write down things in a journal. Stay hydrated. That was another thing. I did not drink as much water as I should have been drinking. So staying hydrated is super important, and making sure that you're getting your proper rest, reducing your stress levels, spending time with people that make you happy and that support you.
Hello and welcome to Sweet Liberation. And we're extremely excited today, Luke, aren't
We
we?
are,
That
yes.
we are joined by Lindsay Keosayian, who is a health, nutrition, and wellness creator, content creator. So happy to have you here, Lindsay. Welcome to Sweet Liberation today.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited.
Yes, super, super excited. And you're wearing our brand colours.
Yes.
Matching with my
Brilliant.
earrings, but you are looking fabulous in pink. We love you already.
Thank you. Thank you. It's my favorite color. So this must have been a
Amazing.
sign for us to chat today.
Absolutely, absolutely. So Lindsay, we're super excited to have you today. We have been so blessed over the last few months, actually, year and a half, of meeting some incredible people across the world in this space that is growing, of the consciousness that is growing for people to really take control of their wellness.
Yeah.
And it's inspired us so much. And we are so blessed to have you today here. So tell us a little bit about your journey into this space, and what inspired you to kind of take a deeper dive and a deeper look into kind of what's going on with wellness and nutrition.
Sure. Well, I was actually an elementary school teacher for 7 years. I went to school to become a teacher, and I loved doing that. I also, at the time, had a side hobby of refinishing antique furniture,
Oh, wow.
which is kind of random, some people would say, but I loved it. And that hobby, I started to do more and more with it, to the point where I ended up resigning from teaching, so that I could do my furniture business full time. And that was in 2017. And then the pandemic hit a few years later. And unfortunately, after I had COVID, I ended up having a lot of mysterious health issues. I went to a lot of doctors. I couldn't seem to get to the bottom of it. And it wasn't until I switched from conventional medicine to functional medicine that I really started to dig deeper into some of the root causes of what was going on. I also, at that time, started to educate myself a lot on nutrition, lifestyle, things like that. And I drastically changed my diet, and my lifestyle. And shortly after, I started to notice some improvements with my health. So I started sharing my healthy recipes on Instagram. And that was back in 2023, the beginning of 2023. And here I am now sharing my recipes. So that's what I'm doing full time. I did end up leaving the furniture business, just because I realized that being around a lot of fumes and toxins with painting furniture just wasn't beneficial to my health. So unfortunately, I had to leave that behind.
Oh my goodness. Well,
Wow.
a lady after our own heart. We're all into the food.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, that is
Mm.
such an interesting. So furniture to food content creation. And what was would you say was the kind of the biggest thing that happened to you in terms of really focusing on good nutrition for yourself? Was there one specific thing that you did, or was there a combination of things that you did?
So I think the biggest thing that I did was, instead of trying to restrict and tell myself you can't eat this or you can't have that, I started to incorporate a lot more fruits and vegetables into my meals, just so that it would satisfy me and that I wouldn't have room for other, things that I was eating before. I will say that I had a relatively decent diet, but looking back now, I definitely consumed more sugar than, I do now. And also, I consumed a lot more dairy and gluten and things like that, which I do try to avoid as much as possible now. And I noticed just huge improvements, after I was doing that.
Oh my goodness, we can
Mm.
certainly echo that.
Yes, similar to what we've done
Yeah,
over the years. Yeah, yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. And in terms of kind of the things that you have most seen sort of benefits, what sort of food groups would you say, apart from the fruits and vegetables, are there any recipes that you said that this one has just been my godsend lifesaver recipe that's just like picked me up?
Mm.
That's a great question. So I will say that I do have a very big sweet tooth, and I always have. So when you asked me to be a part of this, I was super excited because I felt like I had a connection to it. But a lot of my recipes are sweeter. However, I don't use any refined sugar in any of my recipes. I like to sweeten them with raw local honey or pure maple syrup or ripe bananas or things like that. So most of my recipes are geared towards the sweeter side and desserts, but I do have one favorite that a lot of people have made and loved. They're my no bake raw carrot cake truffles, and
Mm.
they are absolutely delicious. They've got, obviously the carrots, they've got walnuts in them, a lot of spices. Dates is what I use as the primary ingredient to sweeten them. And then they are covered in a cashew vanilla glaze that's sweetened with some raw honey or
Mm.
maple syrup, and they are just divine. So that's probably my favorite recipe that I've shared, and it was actually one of the very first recipes I shared, which is so interesting. Um, and I shared it again somewhat recently, and people have just loved it. So it's been fun seeing everyone's recreations of them.
Amazing.
That makes me ask the question. I mean, is that actual recipe the highest downloaded as well of your
Did it go
creations? Is
viral
that
a
the
little bit?
viral?
It did go viral
Oh,
actually.
brilliant!
I think the last time I looked it had like over 17 million views. Um
What?
Wow.
which is yeah, which is really really cool, but it's even more exciting just seeing everybody make their own version and tag me, and they'll show me the pictures, and I love seeing everybody's recipes. So
Wow.
yeah, it seemed like it did well and a lot of people liked it, and
Mm.
if you make it one day, hopefully you feel the same way that I feel about it.
Oh my
Yeah,
God. Listen,
definitely
high
will.
five. We're going to
Right.
make it. We're
Yeah,
getting in
we
the
will.
kitchen.
And
We
the other
will
thing,
make them.
so that kind
And
of
it's
segues
easy too. You
is
don't have
really
to
easy
bake
and no
them.
bake.
You just, if you have a blender or food processor, that's all you
Yeah.
need. And then the ingredients.
Oh
Wow.
my God. I'm getting, we need to
Mhm.
be baking together
Yes, that'd be
live.
amazing. That'd
That
be
would
a
be
live
so
bake out.
much fun.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm
that'd be awesome.
salivating thinking about it.
Can I ask another quick, very quick question along the same sort of topic? And that is, are you finding the most popular downloads are the sweeter recipes, or is it kind of a mixed bag?
That is a great question. And I will say that anytime I try to post a salad or something more on the savory side, for me personally in my account, it doesn't seem like those do as well. But
Mm.
I also think from the start, I always shared recipes that were a little bit on the sweeter side. So maybe my audience gravitated towards me for that reason from the start. So now if I try to post like a salad or something, they're like, what is this?
Mm.
Um, but I still do try to incorporate, those as much as I can because I do eat a lot of salads and I do eat a ton of vegetables. But the sweet treats are really what, I'm passionate about when I'm baking.
Oh
Awesome.
my,
Wow.
I'm literally, I'm going in the kitchen right now.
You're
So
down,
much.
yeah.
It's a bit like a viral cupcake recipe. That's sort of gonna like sugar-free vanilla cupcakes and all of that.
Oh my
And it just like
gosh.
good stuff that just makes you feel happy when you eat it, even if
Mm.
it's a teeny bite, and you just feel so happy and content just for that moment of joy, just for a few minutes after. And it's
Yes, and you
important.
can feel happy
Yes.
without using unhealthy ingredients and ingredients that are harming your body. So I
So
think that's also something that, when I was changing my diet, I felt defeated because I'm like, oh my gosh, I love eating like my Starbucks muffin in the morning and whatnot. How am I ever going to give that up? But, once you give that up, you realize that it was more of like you were addicted to it because of the refined sugar.
mm,
And there's so many wonderful foods out there that are sweet from nature that can still give you that satisfaction and pleasure. But on top of that, they're actually nourishing your body, whereas the other foods with the refined sugar, we're not doing that.
Oh
Right.
my goodness, a lady after our own
Yeah,
heart, for
absolutely.
sure.
Oh, funnily enough, one of the things that Nabila had to explain to me as a concept was this thing about emergency cheesecake. And I thought,
Man, you don't know about that. He didn't
I
know.
didn't know what that
Some
meant. I was like,
I don't know
why
what
would you
that
want?
is.
oh,
Yeah, let Nabila explain this.
when sometimes girls just need to have something sweet. That's it.
It
It's
was
the
an
emergency.
emergency.
It could be emergency donut, chocolate, blah, 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 blah. All any of the things in this cake. The little bites, the carrot cake bites.
Yeah,
That's an emergency
right.
situation.
Yeah.
We need to have it right now,
Didn't
and
understand
we
that.
need
And then
boys.
Nabila's making all these emergency cheesecakes with a
Emergencies.
nut base and no
I
sugar,
love
but
it.
it was, as you said, it was for a cheesecake emergency.
Now she understands
Now,
about the
yeah,
girl sweet thing
yeah.
emergency. We have it sometimes. We just need that thing.
Mhm.
Yes, I know what you're talking about,
You
and
know
I
what I'm
agree. I
talking
couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And so, and the excitement as well of making it, because it's just a lovely thing. Especially the quick recipes are the best ones
Yeah.
for those emergencies.
Well, that's
you don't
why I
want
like
to
no
spend
bake. Yeah, anything that's no
no
bake, super
bake.
fast, bosh.
Exactly. Mind you have the cycling emergency thing. You like those little things that we
Oh
made,
yeah,
the
yeah,
no
yeah,
bake
yeah, yeah.
ones.
Yeah, I did. Yes, I
Yeah.
made some sugar-free sort of sort of bonbon type things. They're like a keto bonbon with coconut oil, because
Oh
cyclists
my
really should
gosh.
feed on
So
coconut
good.
oil from a
Say
nutritional.
no more.
Yeah, and they were
And
amazing.
with cacao and
Oh,
it was like
those sound so good.
so good.
Peanut
And that's
butter, crunchy peanut
I
butter,
know it's
like a Snickers, but like a mini ball Snicker
but with
Oh
but
my
without the
gosh.
evil in it.
with no sugar.
No evil in there.
Well, speaking of Snickers, I actually just discovered I'm always looking for dark chocolate that doesn't have, any of the refined sugar in it. And I
Mm.
just found these dark chocolate chips that have three ingredients. It's actually cacao butter, cocoa butter, and date sugar.
Oh
So
wow.
I bought them and I was like skeptical because I'm like, oh, I don't know how these are going to taste. They were amazing. They literally
Oh,
tasted like dark chocolate chips. And I
amazing.
made raw no bake cookie dough bites with them.
Oh
Lovely.
God, I'm
Because we couldn't
seriously.
find the chocolate because we were trying to make no zero sugar brownies, weren't we?
Yes,
But
we've
the,
made
the
them
cacao bites or the things were so
bitter, so you've got to
bitter.
adjust the
So the
recipe just to
dates,
make
Right.
it. Yeah, that
wow,
sounds good. I
yeah.
mean, it's whereabouts, and I'm like thinking logistically, can we get together? Whereabouts do you
Right?
live? How are
Yeah.
the flight situations?
Yeah, near Philly.
We,
Yeah,
Philadelphia?
yeah.
I am in Philadelphia. And it's funny, speaking of flights, my fiance is an airline pilot. So we may be able to work something
Yeah,
out.
We'll work something. We need
brilliant.
to be cooking. This would be so much fun.
Mm.
I think the thing is, baking is such a joyous event, isn't it? It's such a lovely thing to bring the
Mm.
family together. So tell us about your household. Who are you? You and your husband. Do you have any children? Anyone else in your household?
So it's actually just my fiance and I. We're getting married next spring. So yeah, it's the two of us. No kiddos yet, but
Yes,
hopefully someday.
amazing.
Um, so yeah, we love to cook together. He kind of loves to do like the cooking aspect, and then I'll do the baking. But we work really well together, and
Wow,
he's just so supportive, and he enjoys it. So it's
amazing.
it's
And
a good match.
do you have friends that come over and appreciate your cakes and baked goods?
Oh
Yes.
yeah, I do. My friends are the best. A lot of them will send me
It's 17
recipes.
marks.
Oops,
Sorry.
They'll send
sorry.
me No, that's okay.
Go ahead.
Um, my friends will send me recipes that they see online and they're like, "Oh, you should make this," or "This looks amazing. You could do a great recreation of it." So I get a lot of inspiration from, their recipes that they're sending. Or, they'll just ask for tips and tricks and I'm like, I'm so flattered, but I don't have all the answers. So yeah, it's and I love using them to taste test my food. So that's super helpful as well.
Amazing, amazing.
Mm.
Well, you look the picture of health. So,
Mm.
how long did it take you once you started kind of removing all the sort of foods that were causing kind of problems to you, how long after that, and after your recovery from COVID, which some people have taken such a long time to recover from, how long after that did you find that you started to feel better when you focused on better nutrition?
So I actually went to the bookstore one day because I was kind of like desperate, to find an answer. And since I wasn't getting answers from doctors, I found this one book and I learned so much information about, swapping out certain things and incorporating a lot more fruits and veggies. And there were recipes in there. So in the book, it recommended to do 90 days where you're eliminating certain foods. So it was like the dairy, the gluten, the refined sugar, um, even eggs. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. This is going to be so hard for me because I love my sweets and I love, certain things, but I'm just going to do it. So I kept a journal and I basically journaled every day what I ate and my symptoms and how I was feeling. And I would say, within 3 months or even less, well, definitely within the first couple of weeks, I noticed certain improvements right away. Like my energy was better, I was sleeping better. But by 3 months, I noticed that a lot of my other symptoms, like I had some like neurological symptoms, like neuropathy and things like that, that started to clear up as well. So I would say, a solid 3 months is probably what I would recommend if somebody's really trying to, change their diet and eliminate things and just see how your body reacts from that.
Mm.
I think that's brilliant
Mm.
advice. And do you feel that you've been getting just feeling more and more energy, better and better, and sort of aggregated gains all the time in terms of your wellness since you've started this journey?
I do. Yeah. I would say, it's been almost like 2 years now that I've kind of changed everything around. And I feel so much better. I have so much more energy. My workout routine is so much better. I feel like I can think more clearly. And I just feel good. I'm just happier. So it was definitely a learning experience. And like I said before that, I thought, that I was relatively healthy in what I was doing, but it really wasn't until I got sick and really started to dig deeper and educate myself about the foods that can either nourish our bodies or damage our bodies. It was kind of a wake up call for me. So I really want to, share my story and help others who may also have, some health issues or just mysterious symptoms that they can't get to the bottom of. I also suffered from heavy metals toxicity, and I did not realize that until I went down the functional medicine route. So
Mm.
there's just a lot of things that people can get tested for that, you can feel better. Like feeling sick is not normal. That's your body telling you that something's not right. So um, rather than trying to mask it with certain things that aren't helpful, it's best to just try to get to the root cause and address it. And foods can do so much to nourish our bodies.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely. And yes, because we found that exactly in the same way that as you're making those small changes to
Mm,
start, that actually then when you add another one and another one and another one, that all of those extra little parts
mm, mm.
start mounting up to a great big thing. And that leads me into asking, for people, where would you suggest people start? Do obviously the rest, you've got the recipes and things. Do you think that how would you suggest people start on their journey?
That's so funny you mentioned that because that is exactly what I did and what I would recommend
Hmm.
is to start with small things. Um, Small habits over time can lead to big results and big changes. um, you know, Use a journal, write down things in a journal. Um, Stay hydrated. That was another thing. I did not drink as much water as I should have been drinking. So staying hydrated is super important and making sure that you're getting your proper rest, reducing your stress levels, spending time with people that make you happy and that support you and, you know, are positive influences on you. I think all of that is so important. And a lot of those things I kind of disregarded through the years. Like I thought if you ate well and you exercised, that meant you were healthy. I did not factor in like stress levels or sleeping or, staying hydrated and a lot of things like that. I've learned so much, and I'm actually back in school now. Um, Through IIN, I'm going to be an integrative holistic health coach, and I'm really excited about that. So I'm learning a lot through the courses. I graduate in October, and I've been learning so much through that and meeting so many people, and it's truly been a journey. But yeah, just start small and baby steps, and
Mm.
it's not like an uphill incline when you're feeling better. Like some days you're going to dip back down and you're going to go back up and down, and it's going to be a roller coaster. But if you stay with it and you stay consistent, then you'll see huge improvements in the end.
Absolutely. That's so
Yeah.
inspiring. And we
Yes.
definitely agree.
Mm.
We started
And
by the sugar.
And
really.
and it's great that you talk about doing the little baby steps, because
Yes.
the thing is that we're what we talk about is that when things are easy and you do a small change and you notice a little bit of difference, you're then motivated, aren't you, then to bolt the next thing on, and then that snowball starts to roll and it gets bigger and bigger. And and that's exactly and that's why I always like to ask about where should people start and what small changes. Really interesting you talking about hydration, because it's something that I'm personally very bad at, and actually thinking it through logically, it's clearly going to be better to grab a water bottle and have some water than it is to think, oh, I'm hungry. So actually you could actually drink half a pint of water or something and then probably think, oh, I'm not feeling hungry, so now, and actually probably mistaking it for thirst.
Yes. I think so. That for sure. I found that. Have you not, Lindsay?
Oh, I totally agree with you. And I I used to do that where I thought I was hungry, so then I would eat something, or I would get, like a coffee or a chai tea or something like that. And it really wasn't satisfying my hunger. It was just I then wanted more and more of that. So it was, yeah, if I had just had like, a glass of water with some lemon in it, that probably would have, been the trick. So
Yes.
it's
Yes.
all a learning experience.
Yeah. Absolutely, we
Definitely.
definitely would agree, and we found that just starting with we encourage people to start just looking at the amount of sugar that they're having, just on that side, because it's just a small step towards something. But once you open that door to wellness, you're like, oh my goodness, I feel so much better by having done that. What else could I do? And you're like, it just encourages you to like open the doors, and then before you know it, it can be 2 or 3 years down the line, and you're like, oh my God, my life is so different to how it was. And you can't even imagine being as unwell as you were. It's amazing how the transformation happens, isn't it?
It's so amazing. I couldn't agree with you more. And even, my family, we've all made changes. We've all, improved our health. And actually, my mother was diagnosed with ovarian cancer last year. So it's been a journey with her. I've been helping her with her nutrition and lifestyle changes. Um, and also, my father has dementia. So they've motivated me even more to focus on my health, because you know i want I want to be, exercising and running around and doing things when I'm in my, 60s, 70s, 80s. And it all starts when you're younger. It's just habits over time, and just taking care of your body and taking, just focusing on all of that so that you can, live longer and live to your fullest potential.
That's
And
it.
I was going to add also the other thing about these, make these wonderful things about lots of these little changes, is you actually start feeling younger. Have you found that as well? You obviously,
She is very
very,
young.
yes, but
I'm not that
it's
young.
that, it's that sort of the thing that my sister talks about, which is a rewinding your body clock as well. You're kind of
Yes.
doing all of that, aren't you? And you're saying about that earlier on, and looking so radiant as
I
you
know.
are, and and those changes that you're making clearly reflect that back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's funny you say that, because in the book that I read, the author, who is also a doctor, she said to take a picture of yourself before you start the 90 days And I was like, "Oh, that's odd. I wonder why." But then she said, because after the 90 days, take another picture and you will literally see a change. You will look younger. Whether it's your skin is clearer or you're just, happier looking. But it is true that, once you start to nourish your body with what it needs, you look and you feel younger. I do believe that.
Absolutely, yeah. We've even found that doing this
we
over
have,
the
we have, yes, yeah,
don't rewind the podcasts, so we're actually
yeah,
looking
we're getting
younger
younger.
now.
And,
You
or
guys
if,
make an awesome team.
We're much
well,
much older than you, but
it's
we
when the young
promise.
people, it's when the young people say to us, "Oh, how old are you guys?" You're sort of like not telling.
We go out dancing, and
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we're always nearly always the oldest
Oldest
people there.
I love that. I love that. Dancing is like the best medicine.
It
Medicine,
is.
truly.
It
Yeah.
really is. And just removing all of that heavy feeling, because that heavy feeling of being with toxic people, toxic food, toxic lifestyle of overworking and not enjoying yourself, and all of those things just culminate in you feeling so washed out. Your body can't repair, it can't do, it can't rebuild itself after such a thing as COVID, and then people end up with long COVID, autoimmunity, which is what I suffer from, etc., etc. All of these things happen because the body's just exhausted from all of like an onslaught of toxicity from the food, from the environment. And then taking it, you just go, okay, let's cut out sugar and see what happens. And then all of these great things start to go, what else could I do? And you start doing, what else could I do? And now you feel happy and you're like, I want to go dancing, I want to do all these things. And it's just such a wonderful thing to be able to open the door to all of this
And
wonderful.
you're getting more done
Yeah.
as well. I don't know. Are you finding you're getting more done in the day as well? Because we're
Oh,
our
yes. I feel
productivity.
so much more productive. So much more productive. And even with my journal, where I'll make a list, I get so excited when I check something off. And I'm like, all right, what else could I add to this list that I can do just so that I can check it off and feel more productive? But yeah, I
Yes.
do feel so much more productive in my days.
Amazing.
Awesome.
Congratulations. So what do you see as kind of, what is your next chapter? I know you're so excited for your coaching journey as well. Is there going to be a book, anything like that in the pipeline?
That would be amazing. A lot of people have asked me about that. And that's definitely a dream that I have, to have, some type of book or cookbook or, something about my journey to share with others. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, it
Amazing.
would make a really good book, and I think the combination of your story and what where it started, and then the recipes in there as well, would be amazing.
Would be really, really amazing. I want to get cooking with Lindsay.
Yeah.
We need to like put our aprons on, even if it's like a remote bake off. That would be amazing.
That would be so much fun. I
I
would love that.
know. We put
And then
music
put it
on.
out live on all the channels.
We'll work something
Yeah.
out.
And we could go dancing afterwards, even if we're
Yeah.
not all in the same vicinity.
That's just a detail. We'll work
Yeah.
it out. Yeah. That's so exciting. So tell us now where people can reach out to us. I know you're on Instagram, and maybe do you have any of the cakes or the most what we'd like to
The
put
17 million one.
yes, we want
Yeah,
to put a link
the
to
no
your
bake.
most viral recipe,
Yeah.
the one that it could be the one that has been most popular, but it could be another one that is less popular that you love even more.
Oh,
so
yeah.
so maybe we could put a link to a couple of your most wonderful recipes. Do let us know so that we can do that, and that could be underneath this video for people to reach out to you, and that would be great.
Yeah, that would be wonderful. Yeah, I'm most active on my Instagram account right
Yeah.
now, so I do have a couple of my, most viral recipes pinned to the top of my page, but yeah, that's where I'm sharing all of them. You can find the recipes in the caption of each video, so it's very easy to find them. And yeah, I try to post new ones pretty much every week. So if you have any requests for anything, let me know and I can always add that to my list.
Amazing. Well, definitely. I'm sure that our listeners and viewers will have some little, wish list of things, and I'm sure they will be in touch with you. So, do you have any kind of final words? The people that are listening to this from around the world, we have listeners from all over the world who might be listening and be thinking, oh God, they might be in a real health slump, where maybe they've got weight to lose, or they're feeling unwell, or living with chronic a chronic condition, and they might just feel really overwhelmed by all of this. Do you have any kind of words of inspiration and words of wisdom that you would like to kind of leave with those people so that they can marinate on it and be maybe inspired?
Yeah, I would say definitely that at some point I was there. I felt, I was extremely sick. I couldn't leave the house. I couldn't work out. Um, I never thought I was going to get better. Truly, like I thought, like that was just how I was going to feel for the rest of my life. And I just want to say that you're not going to feel that way forever. Your body was designed to heal. And as long as you give your body the proper care and nutrients, it will start to get better. It's not going to happen overnight. It's definitely going to take time and it requires a lot of patience, but it is so worth it in the long run, to nourish your body so that you can feel better because, feeling sick is horrible. And for anybody that is suffering with any type of, chronic pain or illness, I dealt with it for years and it was absolutely horrible, but I'm in such a better spot now. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing and left, my other careers because I want to encourage people that, you can and you will get better.
Oh,
Amazing,
lovely. Yeah.
amazing. Yeah,
And it's
that
such a lovely benevolent attitude to have as well, to share your experience with people to help
yes.
them. And that is a lovely, lovely message.
It is a
Yeah.
lovely and such I think profound messages are often sound very simple, but it's the simple things that we do that have the most profound impact, and those little simple changes and shifts and the commitment to say, do you know what, you really can and will get better. And that's just wonderful. Thank you so
Yeah,
much,
thank you.
Lindsay. It's been such a pleasure, but I know this isn't going to be the last time we speak because we're going to work it out somehow.
I hope not.
We'll
Yeah.
work it out for caking together, baking together, and dancing. What about that? How about that? Are you up for it?
Love it.
Awesome.
Count
Love
me
it.
in.
This is the joyful message we want. So sweet liberation starts with that emotion, that connection, and that real desire to know to make a change, but also the knowledge that the change is possible. And so we're so excited that you've been with us today. Thank you so much,
Thank
Lindsay.
you so much, Lindsay.
And we look forward to having you back on the Sweet Liberation at some point very soon in an exciting
Have a bake-off.
Something exciting is going to happen.
Always make it fun. We will say, don't we?
We'll
And
cook
always make
something
it
up
fun.
together.
Yeah.
I love that.
Thank you
so much. This has been so nice. I love chatting and look forward to doing it again very soon.
Thank
Lovely.
you
Thank you
so
so much.
much. Brilliant. Thank you.